Ring lights and glasses do not mix. Oh well, let's just do this. I've been collecting since I was a child, and every time I would buy a toy or an action figure, I'd take it out the box, and I couldn't imagine a world where I wouldn't do that. Even as a teenager, I would think that it was pointless. Like, why would I buy something and not take it out the box? But now that I've kind of entered my, mid-late 20s, it's starting to happen more and more where I'm keeping things in their boxes and not opening them and just hanging them on my wall and using them as a decoration. Some people might look at that and be like, well, duh, you've gotten older, so the urge to play with your toys is probably gone. It's normal. It's just how it is. If you're still buying toys when you're at this age, I'd expect you not to open it. Yeah, that's true. But I've actually had some people look at me confused, whenever I would buy something, and they would be like, why aren't you taking it out the box? I don't see the point in that. And I just think this is an interesting topic to explore a little bit. Just taking examples of throughout my rooms and going through all kinds of stuff that I have, and just interesting examples of what I've divided it all into 3 categories of why they're in the box still, or why I'm keeping them in the box, or whatever reason that I've come up with of why they're still in the box. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it, and what harm is there in showing cool things from my collection? I mean, no one's complaining about that. So category number 1 is simply, I don't want to take it out of the box. It's that simple. That's it. I don't want to take it out of the box. There's some reason or another that's made me conclude that it's not being opened at this time, and it's probably not going to be open for a while. We're going to start out with actually what I would consider to be one of my favorite things in my collection ever. So this beautiful thing is basically advertised as a beautiful Joe anime DVD with a bonus action figure. I mean, look at it. It's so silly and cool, and I'm really obsessed with it. I was just perusing eBay one day, as you do when you're in this hobby, and you just find random stuff that people have been selling, and someone had this for really, really cheap, and I had to buy it. And by cheap, I mean it was $13 or something like that. I don't know why that number is popping in my head. I remember it being something like that, shipped. If you're gonna ship something with eBay, it's gonna cost at least $5, so it's just very weird to me to have someone sell something like that and just not make any profit on it, because that's what people sell things for, right? Is to get a little money in their pockets, so that's fine, that's normal. It's like, do you just not really want this at all? Is it just that bad? Is it that, awful? I don't know. I'm never gonna take this out the box. I think it's too cool. I'm gonna hang it up in my room and have it as a cool decoration piece. I don't know. Yeah, I never imagined myself opening this. As for the DVD that's in there, I don't know. I would seriously consider buying another DVD. I'm serious. That's just how much I love this. I don't want to open it ever, so it's not going to be open, so yeah. This next one is a little silly. It's got a little silly story attached to it, and before I tell it, I just want to say that it's going to make me sound a little bit like an ungrateful child, but it's still a funny story looking back at it. I got something that I treasure out of it, so yeah. So this is a Sonic Boom figure 2-pack. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Sonic Boom fan. When it came out, it was all I had. It was all us Sonic fans had. I kind of just had to go along with it, just be like, yeah, this is what Sonic is now, I guess. There really wasn't much that we could do. But I do remember that the toys that came out by Tomy, that was after, when I was a child, the main company making the Sonic action figures was Jazzwares. And this was after Jazzwares had stopped making Sonic toys. So everyone was wondering, at the time, oh, what's gonna happen with Sonic toys now? The Tomy line was the first time after Jazzwares that there were new Sonic toys being released, so of course I had to get my mom to take me somewhere to buy them, because at the time I was 15, I think. I was 14, 15, and I remember I bought basically the complete set. I bought Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, basically the full set at the time, and they were the 2-packs with the energy, the weird gooey energy beam and everything, so I got those. And then later in the year, when Christmas came around, my mother got me a present, and when I opened it up, it was this. And she told me, I don't know if you have these figures, but I just thought that you would want them. And at the time, of course, you know, I was grateful. But I do remember thinking like, Mom, you went and took me to buy these exact toys. But thinking about it rationally, she's not into it as far as I am. She's not going to keep track of the exact toy that I have. I get it. So it's just really nice to have this little piece of history of Sonic Boom memorabilia. Just this weird time in the Sonic fandom. So yeah, funny story along with cool little trinket. This next one I can't exactly hold out and show you, at least right now, but I'll have to record in the other room and show it to you. Basically, the situation was, it was 2020, 2021, I want to say it was 2020. The game studio Chrome Studios, they launched a Kickstarter campaign to remaster their game Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2. They had a whole array of Kickstarter goods, you know, reward tiers, all kinds of stuff. You know, it was stuff like soundtracks, comics, physical copies of the game, usual stuff. But the coolest thing that they had probably was a set of figurines of the Ty characters. I should have made a video at the time when I got them, and I remember prepping this whole like presentation on Ty. Here are the actual figures. The full set, they were divided in 2 groups. Yeah, and I got them, I unboxed them, and I just immediately hung them up on my wall, and I don't ever really see myself ever opening these, honestly. I could, but why would I? These are the kinds of things that you can't exactly buy again. And I just think the individual artwork on the boxes are really cool. They look special in their boxes, and this is the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else. It's too unique. It's too special. Maybe I will do a full in-depth video on them, maybe look at them individually and talk about Ty like I originally planned to. I just never got around to it, and time just kept passing. It became too late. So I'm glad I'm mentioning them now, and on a side note, I highly recommend those Ty games, so yes, give them a shot. Okay, now we're in category number 2. It's kind of vague and broad, but I think it's part of the interesting discussion of this whole scenario, of this whole situation that we've got here, and that is, I just don't feel like taking it out the box. I just don't feel like opening it. I don't know, I've got stuff to do. The reason why this is different from number 1 is that there's no reason that I'm specifically keeping it in the box. It's just not opened right now, and I haven't gotten around to it. But I think the main thing that I want to focus on right now are Nintendo's Amiibo. Now this is Tangent City. I'm going to try and keep it brief for this because I would love to make a full Amiibo video. I don't know if I ever will. I think Amiibo is such an interesting part of Nintendo's history. Just a weird little thing that they just have not stopped doing to this day. In the past couple years, Nintendo has been doing these short little re-releases of certain Amiibo. They would re-release Amiibo when a certain game would come out. Like for example, when Bowser's Fury dropped, they had re-released the Smash Bros. Bowser Jr. and Bowser, but over time they just re-released random ones. People really aren't buying Amiibo obsessively anymore, so they can just be in Target just still in stock. Whenever I see a new one that's been re-released and I don't have it, more than likely I'll buy it. A good lot of them that I have just aren't opened yet, and you can actually see some right here that I just haven't opened yet. So yeah, these 2 are actually the ones that I wanted to show originally when I originally thought of doing this. Peach and the Daisy ones. These are the re-releases. They are not the original releases of these Amiibo. You can tell from the back of them how they have nothing on the back. Pretty sure Nintendo just makes them as a funny collectible, and the end-game stuff is more like a side thought and not like a main feature of the Amiibo. Nintendo is just making their own collectibles at this point. Peach has already been a Smash fighter, but Daisy was a newcomer in Smash Ultimate, which is the latest Smash Bros. At this time. So of course their box designs would be a little bit different. I just think it's interesting how they just didn't bother changing it at all for their re-releases, but yeah, you can see how Peach's bubble is much wider than Daisy's is. The Smash Bros logos on the top there. Peach's is the 3DS and Wii U Smash logo, you can see. And then Daisy's is actually the Smash Bros. Ultimate logo, even though they don't say Smash for Wii U or Smash Ultimate or whatever. I just think it's interesting that a brand new product coming out in like 2024 still has the Smash for Wii U logo on it. I don't know what goes into manufacturing these things. I don't know if it was just easier to just do like the same thing that they already had from 2015 or whenever Peach originally dropped. I still have all kinds of in-box Amiibo. There's no particular reason why I don't want to open them. I don't want to open them. This is just a quick little thing that I'm gonna drop. I actually think that these kind of belong in the first category because I genuinely don't want to open them, but let me explain, let me show you. So this is a Link from Breath of the Wild. This is a brand new figure that dropped, I want to say in 2023. And they were kind of big news when they came out. A year later, they re-released Link with the Master Sword and Hylian Shield. And I just thought, if I'm going to own a Breath of the Wild Link, I don't want him to have this regular, common soldier's broadsword. If I'm going to have the Link, I'd want him to have the iconic Master Sword and Hylian Shield. Now I'm stuck with this. I mean, I guess I can open it. I kind of don't feel like it right now, unfortunately. So there's that. Jack Specific also did these really cool figurines of cool Sega games like Altered Beast and Super Monkey Ball and Streets of Rage. That's such a weird thing. It's like I don't have a specific reason why I'm not opening it. I just don't feel like it. This is a Sonic Prime figurine as far as my opinion on the show. I don't really have much of an opinion. I think the show itself was pretty good. I enjoyed what I watched, but it's not my favorite Sonic media ever. It could have been better. What I'm sure a lot of Sonic fans want is a show, just a regular episodic show of normal Sonic and friends in the Green Hill Zone, doing stuff, hanging out, fighting Eggman, fighting Metal Sonic, just a normal Sonic show. But Sonic Prime, it really wouldn't take place in Sonic's world. It would be Sonic going through dimensions and other dimensions and fighting random characters that look like his friends but aren't his friends. And so technically they're different characters. So I think that was the one thing that people did not like about Sonic Prime, is that it wasn't really what they wanted. And you can go all day about how Sonic fans are never satisfied, and I agree. This time I kind of wish that it was just a normal ass Sonic show. They released so much merchandise for Sonic Prime. It was actually crazy. I got sick of it very quickly. I was like, there's so many different kinds of blind bags, so many different kinds of those little blind capsules, blind boxes, so many figures, plushies. It's not like I was immune to all of it. I had some Sonic Prime stuff. The reason I got this one is that I think this is like the Sonic where he's in between dimensions, because whenever he would go to different dimensions, his outfit would change. His outfit, meaning his shoes and his gloves, would get different designs. The reason I bought this is because his shoes have this cool, like, translucent plastic, and I just think they look really good. Yeah, that's like the main reason why I got this one, and it's not unboxed yet. And this other one that I'm going to show is this Chaos Sonic. Now this is technically the Metal Sonic of Sonic Prime. I thought it was a cool figure, so I got him. I don't feel like opening it right now. That's it. That's the end of this segment. Now the third category, and I think this one's pretty interesting. I have a lot of examples for it, but I'll try to pick and choose which ones I want to share. So yeah, number 3 is I can put it back in the box. Now I am actually willing to bet that some of y'all out there didn't even know that these things existed. So these things are Sam and Max figures. So there's Sam and there's Max. Yeah, I love Sam and Max. What I really want to ingest is obviously the original comic book and the cartoon show. The main Sam and Max media that I've seen, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen, are the Telltale games. Back in the day when those games came out, those were probably a lot of people's like main introduction to Sam and Max. I think these figurines are more based on the comic books. They have so many accessories. If you want me to make a full video on these Sam and Max toys, definitely let me know, because I would do it in a heartbeat. And yeah, these figures are awesome, and Sam and Max is awesome, and cool. Now these next things, they're a huge part of, is it weird to say, my lore? These figures I've had for a very long time. I want to say at least, at this point, I've had them for a decade. My dad bought them for me for my birthday, probably because he saw me looking at them in Barnes & Noble. These are Mega Man figures. So I have the regular basic Mega Man from the classic games. This is more like his Mega Man 8 design. And then I also have Bass. I'm obsessed with these, and I messed with them a lot when I was young. I forget the name of these guys. I think they're called Mets. And then you have Rush, which Rush is my favorite Mega Man character. He's just a really cool, good dog, and he's named after a cool band, because, you know, Mega Man has this whole music motif. These Mega Man figures are insane. I have a couple more as well in the other room. They're very well loved. They've got some creases and bends and, you know, whatever. It's like, they just stay in the box these days. I got them as a teenager, so I was messing with them all the time. They're a very nice memory for me. It's nice that they can go back in the box, because it's too many stupid accessories to just not use the box. It's kind of bullshit. So forgive me, I kind of want to do a little bit of a lightning round here because I found too many examples of stuff that I just want to show. But this next one I'm going to show is a Pac-Man figurine. It's a really cute classic Pac-Man figure. He's got some pixelated accessories, some different expressions. Obviously this is the best design of Pac-Man. I love this figure of Pac-Man very much. It's definitely on brand for the kind of stuff that I would own. Now this one I remember pre-ordering online for the first time, and this is a Jet Set Radio Beat action figure. He doesn't have very many accessories, but he's still really cool. Some of the joints are kind of weird to handle with whenever you're swapping out his hands. You can put the spray can in his hands, and yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that's all you can really do in the game anyway, so you can skate and spray paint. That's what the game is. I really love the polygonal design of him. He's really cool, and I'm glad to have him. I wanted to show Lunch off, because Lunch is one of my favorite characters from the original Dragon Ball manga. Fun fact, if you care about my opinion on Dragon Ball at all, but I kind of prefer the original Dragon Ball manga over Z. Yeah, Lunch was just a really fun character, really cute, cool concept to have. She was kind of forgotten as Dragon Ball went on as a series, but that's, you know, that's alright. Just stick with Dragon Ball, I guess. Bandai SH Figure Arts made a really cool figure of Lunch. You can see her gimmick where whenever she sneezes, she turns into the insane criminal maniac with the blonde hair. But then when she has the black hair, she's got the really sweet nature. She'll cook for you, you know, that kind of stuff. Lunch or Launch, however you write it, translated, it doesn't really matter to me. I think Lunch is cuter because a cute girl named Lunch? Like, hell yeah. Ignore that I said that. These I've actually had for a very long time. These I actually ordered on Amazon way back when I had my first job and I was first being irresponsible with my money. These are Lupin III figures that I think are really cool, really well made. They're really fun to play with. A Lupin here, he has a fucking like zip line you can swing across. In the same set, I also have Jigen on the back here. It advertises them together, so I bought them together, and I think they're really cool figures, and Lupin III is definitely a series that I want to dedicate more time to. I've watched some of the anime episodes. Yeah, there's so much Lupin content. I really want to dive into one day and just start watching series back to back to back. And honestly, I have so much stuff that I could really keep going, but I am probably not going to because this video is long enough. It's fine as it is. This was fun, and maybe if you wanted to do your own, with your own reasons, your own categories, whatever, definitely, you know, do it. Let me know if you do. I would love to watch what you guys own and the stuff you're passionate about. Such a cool community that we have. Stuff that we love and love to share with people. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you around.